What's up, guys? Nick Major here, APTV correspondent out here at Warped Tour 2016. All summer long, I had a huge chat with Andy from Crown the Empire about a ton of stuff, like the time Post Malone auditioned to be in the band, why their brand new album Retrograde differs from anything else they've ever released, and plenty more, so stay tuned to see what he had to say.
Do you know who I am? I'm so afraid you'll never understand. There's a part of me so lost out there, and I just wanna know, yeah, I just wanna know.
We have not hung out in a minute.
I know. Who you been chilling with this whole time?
I don't know, man.
Who you roll with all the time?
I'm on a production bus. There's 17 of us.
So it's all like
on the
parents,
bus.
like all the like people that would normally yell at me for doing things.
No, it's like really cool people on our bus.
Oh yeah, like
It's just-
who? Like is it like Lisa?
No, not that kind of production.
Damn.
People that are like our age.
Oh, cool.
So it's like people that are like running the AP tent, people that are running like different record
cool.
labels tents and stuff. So it's just
That's cool.
that crowd.
There's a girl, I can't remember her name. We've been calling her Egg Whites. I think she might be on that bus. Was she
Ooh.
in Alaska?
I bet.
There's like a blonde chick from who was working
Alana?
in Alaska. I think that might be it.
Yeah, I know who she is. She's
Really?
not on my bus though.
Oh dang.
I just know who she is.
We call her Egg Whites. I don't
Why?
think she knows it.
Why do you call her Egg Whites?
Hayden was on this like bartending kick. We went to a mixology bar once. Like, it's like, you know, you've been in LA. We went to one where it's just like these fancy ingredients.
Oh yeah.
We found out about egg whites as an ingredient. And he's like, that's so weird. Asked this chick to get him egg whites for like, she had to go from like kitchen to kitchen for like an hour asking for egg whites, looking for egg whites so he could put it in his drink, in his mixed drink as an ingredient. But she found him, and so we were like, wow, we were so stoked. It took like 3 hours
She
to
earned
get him.
herself a nickname.
Yeah, egg whites.
I was thinking the last time we chatted, actual sit down for an interview.
Yeah.
Do you remember when that was?
How long ago?
It was I think it was South by SOA in
In the room? Was it in the box?
2014.
In like a
Yeah.
that was sick. Damn, that's been a minute.
That was one of my very first like interviews.
I was gonna say you're like way more comfortable now. I was gonna say you've noticeably gotten more chill.
I can't watch that interview. It's painful.
Really?
'Cause I'm like, oh my
Dude.
god, you are so bad on camera, Nick.
Dude, no, dude, I've been in some shit where people like didn't even press record and stuff. I'm not gonna drop any names, but
I know that world. I've had a few fuck ups similar to that.
so lame. Fuck.
But man, so let's see. 2 years ago we were in Texas. That's where you guys are from.
Yep, Dallas. That was our hometown. Yeah.
That was sick. What year did you guys form as a band?
2010. We were in high school.
How old are you right now?
22.
Nice.
I was 16 when I joined. It was actually the first place I could drive to that wasn't school or home.
That,
It was
like, your
Brandon's
parents
house.
allowed you to drive to?
Brandon's house. I was like, this band is looking for a singer, and I've never been in I've never really done I've tried to be in a band before, and they were like, as long as there's no screaming in it, and I was like, yeah, totally, and like that was it.
What was your band experience in Texas prior to
Prior
the
to that,
Crown?
oh, before that, I was in one band called Drop Shot.
Drop Shot.
Drop Shot. It was a thing in Call of Duty you could do. We were like 14. We didn't know like, oh, that's so sick. And oh, dude, ironically, it's not ironic at all, but it's just a weird thing that happened. My guitar player for that band ended up becoming Post Malone.
Okay, that brings me up to my next question then. Okay, hold up. The other night we were at a show where there was a Justin Bieber concert.
Yeah,
and
he
I
came
started
out.
getting worried that Post Malone was on your bus.
Yeah, he came out.
So wait, take me back to that real quick. So the guitarist in your old band, please tell me this more in depth.
Okay, so this is what happened. I went to a middle school. I moved from Atlanta and just started a new school. Met this dude. He was like super goofy, like super tall, curly hair kid. Through like my first group of friends, and we kind of grew up together from like middle school into high school, and then we kind of separated. But in high school, we reconnected, became kind of friends, and started doing music stuff. But in the 8th grade, we had All Time Low did Rihanna's Umbrella. Under my umbrella.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it was so sick.
2008.
Right? Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Jesus.
So we actually did that song for an 8th grade like battle of the bands between all these other school kids, and there was like a kid who wore like a cut off like tank top thing, and we were like, oh, he's so hard, like fuck, he's got bracelets on, like they're way cooler than us, we're never gonna win.
I've got bracelets on.
Yeah, let's see. It was intimidating for an 8th grader, but we ended up winning first place, and we ended up kind of growing apart for a little bit. And when Crown was looking for a guitar player, we were still forming. I was like, you gotta try this guy. He was like my friend and stuff. Tried out, his guitar string broke during the audition, so he's like super embarrassed. And they were like, no, dude, I don't think he's that good. But ended up doing his own thing, moving to LA.
Wow.
Producing that song himself, I'm pretty sure, and then just from then on, it was just baller as fuck now.
So Post Malone.
He's on tour with Justin Bieber. He's on Kanye West's new album. Like, and I think he just turned 21, like this month.
So Post Malone auditioned to be a guitarist of Crown the Empire, and
Yeah.
he was denied the slot.
Denied the slot, yeah, and is now making. Dude, I don't want to get into it because
He's
it's
done
not
good
my
for
life.
himself.
He is
He's
dropping
done well for
so much
himself.
money. Oh my god, it's so much money. But it's a crazy lifestyle, you know. He introduced me to Jaden Smith once. That was pretty crazy.
Nice.
It was a surprisingly polite dude. Was not as crazy as the internet makes him
I
out
wouldn't
to be.
imagine him. He's just being himself. I
Yeah.
got nothing against that
Dude,
guy.
it was cool.
He seems like a
It
chill
was
dude.
cool, dude. I'm super stoked for him. But yeah, he came out to Warped Tour. He loves like, we listen to a lot of the same bands. We listened to like What Was Me and like Sirens. Like he was stoked. He was like, oh, is that Kellen Quinn, dude? Like
Really?
He's like, oh, that guy goes hard. Dog. Like it
That's
was so
so
crazy.
sick.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Damn, that's wild. That's so sick though. He came and hung out on the bus.
Yeah.
You guys ever reflect back on the old audition?
He brought it up, dude. Yeah, he was
Yeah?
like, remember that time when I like? He's like, I loved your song. I hated you guys, but it's I don't
He's
know.
like, glad things are going well for you guys.
Yeah, he was just like, I'm gonna
go back to Justin Bieber real quick
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, no, he's definitely one of those people that like definitely didn't want to be famous. He was just doing stuff to do stuff and like just he's one of those guys that deserves it. You know, it's always the people that were like, I can't wait to be famous. I can't wait, that never do. But the people that don't want it get it, and you're so stoked for him. You know, he's completely himself. Like I don't know how much he's cool with me talking about, but he's 21 as of this month, so he like just started. He drinks like Smirnoff Ice and like
Good man.
Angry Orchard stuff. I know, like you do what you, but like it's so goofy that he's like with all these gangster like super fucking famous people drinking like I'm gonna drink an Angry Orchard though. Like I don't want a shot. I'm gonna drink
Hey,
Angry
good for
Orchard.
him.
Dude,
He's killing it.
dude, it's so real and I love that.
That's
you know?
awesome to hear the success story that came out of this kid that you used to do music with.
Dude, it's super wild. It's a crazy world, right? What the fuck?
Then you solidified a lineup in Texas with the band.
Yep.
After you axed Post Malone. So tell me about
Yeah.
when you started doing shows.
We started doing shows. Believe it or not, we weren't playing local shows. Like the local scene in Dallas never really fucked with us at all.
Did
We
you guys
just-
try to
we-
interact with
you
it?
know what? Ironically, after we did a MySpace thing, you know, we met our friend Brendan Baroni. He was just like played our first show with him. He was in a band called Disco Curtis back in the day. Was like, yo, I'm really good at promoting social media, and this is like MySpace. It was like the tail end of MySpace when like,
The one social media that was around was MySpace.
dude, it was Forever the Sickest Kids had been huge. Lady Gaga had blown up from it.
Jeffree Star.
Jeffree Star was huge on MySpace.
Exactly.
Um,
He's gone on. Like Post Malone, by the way.
he makes
that's another
fucking money,
person.
dude. I don't want to talk about it.
It is. I'm so happy for Jeffrey though.
I
and
can't
Post
believe
Malone.
that.
Chase your
Jeffree-
dreams, everybody.
Jeffree Star, dude. He stayed on our bus one night. I never knew what to expect from him. You know, I'd known him from MySpace, and he stayed on our bus in
Great guy.
2014 Warped Tour. Dude, the coolest
Great guy.
The
I agree.
funniest guy I've ever met in my life. I was like, I did not know what to expect. You know, and it crushes those perceptions because, you know, you see somebody and you expect like, oh man, like this guy's probably too much to handle. You know, he's probably outrageous. Like, no, it was completely, you know, don't judge a book by its cover thing. And it was like,
Oh, yeah.
the ground shattering lesson I learned from that was like, fuck, I have to get to know people.
You can't judge them before you meet them.
Ever.
There's a lot of people out on this tour that I hear other people have other opinions about that they've never met.
Yeah, everybody wants to have an opinion on it. You know, it's always been like these cliques in this group, like these. You know, there's a lot of people that think a certain way, and you know, it's probably why the music hasn't been doing well lately. Is like everybody was just like, oh, these guys are gonna be huge. Like, oh, check out these guys. Let's all be like them, and they all regurgitate like they're all
Same
trying
thing.
to. Yeah, if you're like inbreeding your music and shit, it's just like, what the fuck am I listening to by the end of it? And you can look at the numbers and show like, you know, what was Mayhem, right? Mayhem Festival got shut down and shit.
Yeah.
You know,
They,
Warped
what
is
was
like,
that? I think they had Slayer headlining it.
yeah,
if
and
I'm
last
not
year Warped
mistaken.
like was like what all like YouTubers. Like YouTubers had longer lines than any of the bands that I had seen. You know, it just goes to show like,
What did you think of that? Because that caused a huge uproar in the Warped Tour world, and that was the second year it had been on.
dude,
The
yeah.
first year was 2014.
Yeah, yeah.
2016. What did you think of the YouTubers being on the tour?
It was just different. You know, it's if Warped, you know, Warped used to have skate ramps and do like it was
The
all about
first
punk
year
rock.
I went to had a skate 05,
Yeah,
which was apparently the only year where it was profitable off ticket sales. It was a huge year for
That's what I'm
Warped Tour.
saying. 2005. You went to 2005?
Yeah.
That's like Katy Perry shit. Like,
She was in 2007 or 8,
oh really?
and I was there too. I've been every year since 2005,
That's what I'm
man.
saying. 2005 was like
It was
Under Oath come
Used-
out?
Or sorry, it wasn't the Used. It was My Chemical Romance. It was Avenged
30
Sevenfold.
Seconds to Mars was on it.
Yes, 30. I
Dude.
believe 30 Seconds was on it.
Dude, I think that's that lineup. That's like the dream lineup. That was like Atreyu and like
Yes.
Under Oath.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, and that was within the 04, 05, 06 range. I forget exactly what years.
it's within the. But that's real shit. I wish I would have done it. Honestly, I didn't get into music. Like, wasn't allowed to really go out. I was like a private school kid for so long that I never really like ventured out into
What
like,
kind of private school? Like religious private school? Or
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
What religion?
Oh, super. You know what? I actually went to like 6 or 7 different private schools growing up. I was constantly moving around and stuff.
Is it because you were moving around cities, or just because you were so fucking up in
different
school?
Just I wasn't fucking up in school. It was just my mom was raising me when I was younger. It was just me and her, and so we couldn't afford to live in a lot of the places for very long. So we just kind of hopped, and I just kind of got adapted to moving around. And then she married my stepdad, and I moved to Atlanta.
How old were you when they got married?
Like 10 probably. So I had gotten used to like, having a father figure and shit, but it was definitely it definitely helped, the education, like the strict rules and stuff. But growing up, as I got older, I was like, this is kind of fucking dumb. Like, I couldn't keep my hair up. I had to keep my hair over my eyebrows and over my ears.
I know that game, bro. Catholic high school.
Yeah, you
What's
did.
up, Bishop Minogue?
Dude, I did Episcopalian. I did Southern Baptist, OG Catholic.
OG Kush.
Yeah, OG Catholic is like the oldest. Like, I had nuns for teachers at that school.
Would they like hit you with rulers?
They
if you
they weren't as
spoke in
mean, but they
God's name
definitely
poorly?
were really, really strict. It was Sister Mary Beth was her name.
Sister Mary Beth. That sounds like a very
You had to say Sister.
very sister.
If
type
you ever
name.
said Miss Mary Beth, nope, fuck no, Sister Mary Beth. You had to say it every time. I'll never forget. Yeah.
So what kind of music were you listening to in those days when you had a much more strict
Well,
catalog at your fingertips?
I mean, the same shit that was popular. I remember Green Day's not first album, no, American Idiot had come out, the huge one. There was
that was their first
their
real huge
first-
mainstream
their
one.
first gigantic album.
Went on to become a damn Broadway show.
I can't believe that. Who else? There was a few albums that year that were just really cool, but I actually had a babysitter who, while she was babysitting me, would invite her boyfriend over all the time. And like she was like, "Don't tell your parents." I was like, "Duh!" Like, no, of course not.
He's awesome.
No, yeah, of course not. And the kid, the dude was actually into like a lot of he had a T-shirt that said "MySpace ruined my life" on it. Yeah, so they would come over and like make out, but he was like, "What's up, little dude? Listen to this tunes," and it would be like Under Oath and Taking Back Sunday, long before like I would be old enough to really get into that. So that's how I know all these emo bands, and I was really
Favorite emo
into
bands?
Brand New, Taking Back Sunday, Dashboard Confessional. I've cried over Dashboard Confessional. I'll say it on camera. I don't care. Dashboard Confessional was one.
What's the dashboard confessional song you'll cry over?
That one. That my hopes are so high that your kiss might kill me. Yeah, definitely. We were at emo night together.
Yeah,
we
man.
actually hung out in LA.
Dude, I think that was the last time we hung out.
Yeah.
Emo night is a blast, isn't
Dude,
it?
I've never been more drunk and sad in my life.
Dude, at the 1 year anniversary, Chris Caraba, he was there playing
He
an
was
acoustic
there.
set.
No shit. I would shake his hand and be like, "Thanks for making me cry so much as an adult man."
What a good dude, though,
What a
right?
good dude. I've never met him. I wish I could.
What other emo bands?
The Used was
Oh
one.
my
And we actually got
God.
to tour with. It was one of our
First band
first
I ever
tours.
saw in concert when
No
I was 13. You know who was opening?
Who?
My Chemical Romance.
Fuck.
It was
Fuck.
so
That's
dope.
that's a lineup that you probably won't ever see again. Ever.
It was my first concert, 13 years old.
That would just shatter. That's life shattering. I almost feel bad now. Like when people are like, "Yo, you were the first concert I saw." I was just like, "Oh, sorry." Like, I was like, "Sorry about that." Yeah, that's pretty fucking legendary.
So, do you see that happening again? Another My Chemical Romance coming along, or another Blink-182 coming along? I think the
Absolutely.
internet... Really?
Absolutely. I see there's always like these voids that need to be filled, when the bands are uncool to the younger generation, when they're no longer edgy, that somebody kind of improves on what they've been doing, or at least draws from it and makes it better. There's I think I've seen the clear examples of bands that have replaced other bands.
What bands do you think that have become as big, as huge as bands like Blink-182 or bands like The Used?
I think
or
one
iconic.
is 21 Pilots. We've seen from 2012, like
I'll agree with that.
from like who
totally.
started like
in
I
this scene.
yeah, like I'd seen them. I mean, they were kind of bypassed the whole thing, didn't they?
They really quick. They knew what
Really
route to take.
fucking
They
quick.
did something right real quick.
I'd seen a video while we were recording the Fallout. Actually, it might have been 2012 or 2011, but I'd found their YouTube. Somebody had showed me them, and they took everything off of it. But it was all of their songs. A lot of the ideas that they use now in their songs. Actually, their newest album they had recorded and
It was
stuff
like
before.
old demos and stuff
Yeah,
that were up on
old
YouTube?
just YouTube videos of them playing in the street or like doing stuff before they'd really blown up.
Oh, and there's stuff that they took from those and actually put
Yeah,
in
and
the
actually,
actual songs.
take those off and reuse them now in their new
That's
ideas.
rad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Did you see their music video that they did for the upcoming... what's the
Suicide
upcoming-
Suicide Squad.
They're
That song is hard.
Did you see the music video for that song?
It's great. So
That was
tight.
cool. That's where you know, like, oh, damn, those guys have done well for themselves.
Yeah, it's
well,
pretty
Blurry
tight.
Face just got so big.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. They're quickly. I think they got 400,000 views or something like that on that video within like the first day.
Good for them.
Yeah, so it just
Go
goes to
tour
show
with
we're
those guys.
watching history happen. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna be a band like Blink-182, a legacy band. Like
I
that.
read an article once with them that I really liked, and they were just saying like they were like, we might never be as popular again as we are right now. So we're just
Write
like,
it out.
enjoying it and taking
That's
taking
what
it
I'm
out.
saying.
Like we just happened to write a few good songs.
That's
So go-
fucking sick.
We need to Crown the Empire 21 Pilots tour.
Oh, don't test me. I would in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Easily. Oh, fuck yeah. They're so sick.
they're so sick.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
If you could make a new band or like play a band
Like
of
anything?
any
like
genre.
a side project. You're talking about a side project right now.
Yes. If you could do a side project, what genre do you think you would go towards with it?
I don't know. I'm really heavy. I fuck with like electronic stuff. I wouldn't do like a trendy thing. Like I would never do like a dubstep or like a trap thing. But
It's
I
a
don't
little
know.
out of date now.
yeah, right. It's quickly. They cycle through that shit so fast
2012,
nowadays.
2013, that stuff was huge.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. But it's it's always changing. But I think something along the lines of like a dark, moody, very electronic. I don't know, like a Bjork thing. I don't know. I wouldn't have to. I wouldn't want as much structure, because we write our songs to be like songs like that you can remember, like with good like catchy things. But I wouldn't care about it. If I got to just be weird as fuck, that would be the dream.
Do you ever just on your own write songs to that formula? Just kind of screw
I
around
haven't
with.
really had a time to. You know, I didn't even bring my laptop on this tour. I've been playing a lot of video games. I know this is fucking weird to say, but I feel like I'm kind of growing out of a big phase of mine. And I played video games for like a fucked up amount of time. And I was like, damn, if I had just spent that time actually working on my music or like playing piano or like, dude, I would be fucking good.
Are you getting sick of video games? Do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm just growing out of it. Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I don't really care. I'm just not gonna bring my laptop on tour and just focus on living in the moment, being around people, doing stuff like that. And
What video game destroyed your life the most?
fuck, dude, this is so nerdy. I can't believe I'm gonna say it. I don't care.
World of Warcraft.
No, not yet. We actually started for a little bit, but I backed out right
That
after.
was when the addiction got real bad.
No, it was a game called Total War. It's a strategy.
Is it a phone app?
It's a no. It's a history. It's a strategy game on the computer where you run like a country. You pick a country and
Is it like Age of Empires?
kind of, but like way more nerdy. You have to like we have politics involved. Like you have to like smoosh people and like you can take over countries. But basically, I played as the Holy Roman Empire, and I played 1,000 years of game time, which is like probably 300 turns. Like and like, dude, like 70 hours probably to beat one game. You know, like that was one time. I was like, okay, I could play another game, or I could like go live my life. So I beat it once, and I was like, I could probably never do this again, ever again.
Is
But
that what's your favorite video game series?
that
or
was
video
probably
game?
that was probably it, honestly. Total War.
How many hours do you think you sunk into that?
200. It's fucked up, right? Think
It's all right.
about that's like yeah, it's almost a quarter of the way to being really good at something.
Do you notice yourself focusing on any other things that you find more important than video
Dude,
games?
Everything, dude. This album especially, you know, we had just us as a band, just all around, not specific people, but this is my like observation. It's just like we had gotten to a point because we'd started the band so young and started touring so quickly that it got to the point where we didn't care about music anymore. We were just living the lifestyle of like, okay, it's time to get the show's about to start, let's get fucked up, and like it wasn't the point of it anymore. You know, I think we all got distracted, and with me and my video games, and you know, everybody, you know, I started smoking a fuck ton of weed and shit, but we had lost sight of what was important. And then the whole Ben thing happened when he quit and stuff. It fucked us up in the sense that like we didn't know, you know, it definitely brought to our attention that, oh shit, stuff like this could happen. You know, we weren't invincible. We weren't always perfect all the time. Like maybe there were things we could improve on, and like just looked at ourselves as a band and been like, you know, things aren't perfect. Like this isn't. Are we really happy? Who are we as a band? Like we didn't really even know who we are. Like sonically, you know, all of our guitar riffs. Like we had been a rise core band. You know, like people had lumped us in and shit, and like just been like, oh, those guys. You know, it definitely was like an eye-opening experience. I mean, like, fuck, we really have to kind of reevaluate why we're doing this and what this is all about, and then
what your priorities are.
yeah, and that was what we did with this new album. You know, we were just like, fuck the story thing, because we've been writing about things that weren't real. You know, we just made up fantasy shit, and now this album we're just like, let's just see what happens. It has to be real. It has to come from us, and we have to, you know, yeah. And so that was it.
So before then, did you feel like, because your albums were always kind of story driven,
Yeah, you know.
and did that start to feel kind of fake during the writing process?
Yeah,
Ever
I mean,
like you're like, oh great, I have to tell another chapter of this
I mean,
of this fake story.
the creation process wasn't the issue. The creation was so fun because you're just like making stuff off the top of your head. Like, this is crazy. Wouldn't it be crazy if like, oh, you're just like,
Okay.
this is so fun. But we were so disconnected from each other, and I think that's after the.
Did you all realize that eventually?
Yeah, absolutely. We all this album like fucked us up. Like, we had moments where it was just like real things are happening, like real shit is going down between us, and it was like, I don't know, if it was just a job, like a if we were accountants, then we would never be this close to one another. But the fact that like our lives are intertwined with our music and our work ethic and just being bros with one another is such a weird thing that like if somebody was fucked up and had an issue, it fucked with all of us, and we all had different shit going on, and so we had to get things off our chest that were never said before. We had to, everybody kind of lost their minds. Honestly, it was kind of fucked up, but
And that had never happened before. There was never a time where people would
no, we were just
be as
like,
emotionally open.
oh, it's no big deal. We're just having fun doing like fucking around. It's like, it was so fake. It was so phony, and we were just like, we can't do that shit anymore, man.
So what led to Ben leaving?
Just I think creative differences. He had always wanted to have a lot of creative control, and wanted to kind of be at the helm of what kind of music we were making, and we never really vibed on it. And then towards the end, I don't know, it was just a disconnect of personality. We would all be stoked on something, like, dude, this is crazy, look how nuts, everybody, let's go out, you want to go to the bar, dude, you want to come? And he would just be like, I'm just gonna hang out, I don't really know, I'm just gonna do my own thing. And so it started off like that, and eventually he was just like, sorry you guys, I don't want to do this anymore. I got my own thing, I got my own opportunities right now. And we were like, dude, stoked for you, do your thing, as long as you're happy, it's what you want to do.
And at that
and we
point-
still hang out. We hung out in LA,
I was gonna
actually.
say, me, and Ben, we all hung out at emo night.
Yeah, we hung out like
Yeah.
a month ago
Yeah,
before.
so you're all friends still.
Dude, we're all still good friends.
Good.
I wish him nothing but the best. We all do. There's no bad feelings or anything. But yeah, it's crazy
So-
how that worked out.
Yeah. Was he at all involved in the writing process of the latest album?
No, not a thing. Nope.
In this writing process, it differed from the others because it was more kind of personal
Yeah.
for all of you and
Yeah,
kind of
genuine.
more emotionally
And,
involved.
yeah, it was kind of fucked up because we hadn't like told each other that kind of shit before. We had never let our problems be known, so it was just like being vulnerable not only to ourselves but to every fan. Just be like, okay, these are my actual problems now. Like, this is what we have to say. Hopefully you don't fucking hate it. Like, it was definitely like a jarring experience, but regardless of what the fans are gonna take from it, a lot of people are gonna fucking hate it, honestly, and I'll say it.
Why do you think that?
I mean, it's something different. It's something unique. I mean, to me personally, and people, I don't know. There's a hive mind of if it's not heavy or if it's not, if it's not the exact thing you were doing before. And I'm not saying we did like 5 Seconds of Summer. We just like fucking veered out like we're like a pop band now. It's, I don't know. There's a lot of closed-minded people on the internet. We see a lot of it on, look at a comment on YouTube. Go on a YouTube video and see how much
hate it
you
gets.
get. Yeah,
How is that though? How does that feel being an artist and the second you change it, like it seems like you can't go and pursue your artistic freedom once you get yourself into a particular project because
Yeah.
people are going to expect the same thing.
Yeah.
So how is that when you're changing your sound and that there's going to be a huge negative response?
Dude, and that was one of our issues before, is that we were just making music that
You knew it
we
was gonna be
liked,
received well.
we liked personally, and also it was going to be received well because it was popular at the time. We just didn't think about who are we, what is the point, why are we doing this? And so once we started getting into that kind of realm, it became the priority. Like we were like, oh shit, this actually needs to happen, and we couldn't care whether or not people were going to hate it. We just had to be like, this just for our own well-being, just as much as like a step into the music world.
Which at the end of the day, that's the best thing because that's exactly I feel like how an album needs to be written. You
Yeah.
you write it. You can write one that is just going to be popular. That's going to be received
Do
well
the
'cause
same
it's the
thing.
same thing you've done
Write the
over
same
and over.
songs. Just do another Johnny song or whatever everybody wants to do. But
It's great to be like, what, we're musicians. We want to change.
Yeah, and we're people
stuff
too.
around.
Like we can't. We're gonna change just as much as any of our fans will.
How do you feel about playing old stuff? Do you still love playing all the old stuff, or?
It's fun because it's so hype, like ignorant, like fun, like to do, for the energy. I love the energy of heavy music, and I think capturing that essence is still what we're doing. But yeah, I still like it.
Good.
I think I always will.
Yeah,
just
good.
because, It's fun.
Yeah, I remember when I worked at Hot Topic, we used to play your guys' old stuff.
Yeah, you
all
worked
the
at Hot
time.
Topic.
Yeah, man.
No shit.
That's how I got my AP job.
No way.
Yeah, one day Mike Shea walked into Hot Topic in Hollywood.
No fucking way.
And we had a good chat. We started talking about the music world.
He
And we,
just gave you a job.
yeah, well, we happened to have a common friend. We swapped numbers, chatted a bit. I made some demo videos.
No shit.
So I used to see your music videos when I was working at Hot Topic in 2012 and 2013.
That is so funny. Hayden Tree got hired from Hot Topic when we were like 17 years old. 'Cause
Nice.
He went on tour. He went on like his first
Now
tour. Yeah.
he's making money off
I know
of
he's
it, right?
he's got a poster in Hot Topic of himself. So it's pretty funny to be like, ah.
So the songs on Retrograde are much more personal.
Yeah.
The first song you guys released was Zero?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So was this the first song that you released that was so lyrically personal to a specific experience, this one?
Not exactly. It was definitely just our first, like, we made that song specifically to appease anybody who would say we had been sold out or had changed, because we definitely were just like, no, fuck that. Put out a hype, one of the craziest songs we have right off the bat, and that's what we did. We did that with our fans in mind, actually.
And that's
One
been a
song.
great response.
Yeah, and it was a good
That's been a
response,
good
and now
one.
we can be like, okay, because fuck you who said we've changed. Number two, we're going to show you what we can actually do as a band now.
So you gave them something that they
Yep,
love.
yep.
And now you're going to give them some change.
Yep, we actually put out a song today that was pretty tight.
So, oh, cool. And
Yeah.
then, so Zero, it was kind of a safe song to release.
Yep. Those are safe.
How does it change? How does it stack up to the rest of the album?
Dude, there is some weird shit that we did.
Tell me about the song you released today.
Oh, today was Weight of the World. It actually came out in Target. My mom sent me a picture today of the album being displayed on like the electronics section.
Nice.
It's definitely it's a swing song. It's in like this weird, like, I don't know, you have to listen to, you hear it like a.
Is it different than fans have ever heard before?
It's got a Johnny feel, like one of our Johnny Ringo songs, because it was like a creepy cabaret, like a 3/4 kind of weird time. But it's definitely like more epic sounding and more, refined. I feel like better than we've done songs before, and that's why we were so proud of it. Like, we have to give it to Target and like have them.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, have them just put it out to as many people
And
as.
then your
as we can.
proud mama side.
Yeah, my mom was so stoked.
Good.
She
That's awesome.
She actually cussed in the text messages like more than me. She was so stoked. It was pretty.
She's
funny.
happy for her son.
Yeah, yeah.
So what is the album's not out yet, but what is your favorite song on the album?
There's one that's actually on the exclusive Target thing, which I'm super bummed about. They wanted to take 2 songs for themselves, so we're like, okay, fine. It's called Mercury.
What's it about?
And
why is it your favorite song?
it's my favorite song because it's like probably the most out there, weird, along the lines of the Johnny Ringo songs that we've been doing before, which were like kind of our fan, like people love that shit. It was like the little sister to that song. We wanted to have the same feel, but without it being like a spooky, like, we're coming to get you through the like Nightmare Before Christmas shit. We wanted to stray away from that. So it's like this industrial, like weird. There's like a funky bass line, and it's like almost sexual, which we'd never done before. But it's just a really cool song to me.
How do you think it will go off live, that song?
I don't know. We'd have to see for the headliner. I think it'd have to fit in the right part of the set for people to kind of get into it.
You ever see that one being a single, or is that just...
Probably not. But I can't wait to play it. I hope we get to. So
When are you gonna... What new stuff are you guys playing on this tour? Just the 2 songs that
we're doing Hologram, which we haven't released yet. We're gonna release in 2 days, actually.
Oh shit, we're gotta drop this tonight, so this is relevant.
Edit the fuck out of this. We're gonna drop it in 2 days, and
Well, tell me about that song then.
Hologram. Hologram was a super personal one. It was about, what I was saying before about how we were putting ourselves into a character every night. We had these rituals where I would just get like blackout drunk, or someone would just get super fucking high, or like get into like, okay, this is my mindset. We were putting out whatever people wanted from us, and that was it. And so we started like, people would say they love us and we save their lives and stuff, but it was like, how real is that if all I'm putting out is what you want to see? You don't know anything about
You're
me
putting it
personally,
out
but you're
for them
but you're
more
putting
than for
out
yourself.
Yeah, and talking about touring, we've been touring for 5 years at this point, and which we hadn't done when we were writing any of the other stuff, and so it had taken a strain of all of our relationships. Our parents, our friends. I have no friends anymore. All of my friends that I'm only 22, so all of my friends went to college and shit. They're all doing their own stuff. I'm doing my own thing now. It's just they don't really know me anymore. They'll hit me up and be like, "How's the band? What are you doing now?" It was like same thing I always am. So yeah, it was definitely.
Hey, you have me as a friend.
Hey, bud, appreciate it.
Don't you worry. So is this the first song that's so personal?
This was
From you
definitely
guys?
the first one we wrote that we were like, fuck, this is pretty real. But it was such a good song that we're like, we have to make this one of the the most out there big songs. You know.
So it's the third song that's
Yep.
coming off of it.
Yep. Real
Music
deal.
video or anything from it? Or
Maybe a little something. Maybe we got a little something made
songs
for it.
coming. We'll see what follows.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
When is it out? July 22nd.
Yeah. That's the album.
Hmm.
But music video comes out a little bit sooner.
So, we'll expect something soon. Songs coming in 2 days. Music video coming eventually. Reflecting back on this album now, how does it compare to your previous releases?
Dude, it's the realest shit we've ever done. It's the most mature sounding stuff we've ever done, and I feel like we finally nailed down a sound for ourselves, like a unique, like a guitar part you'll hear and you'll be like, that sounds like Crown the Empire now, which we've never been able to do before. And I think we've come out of it a stronger band than we were before, because it was pretty fucked up throughout the whole process, but we're here.
You're all closer?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Is this the first time you've been so excited for a CD to come out?
I mean,
Or are
in
you
a
nervous
different,
for
a
it? How do
completely
you feel?
different way. I mean, there's an anticipation. There's always a nervousness of like, fuck, this might like make my band suck and be gone forever. But at the same time, I'm 22 years old. This is the first band I've ever really done, and I'm just gonna keep writing it out as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, am I nervous? No. I think maybe I'm like anxious just to see what happens.
And you'll get a response right away because you're on Warped Tour.
Yep, and the internet will let me know what the fuck it thinks.
See, that's how it works nowadays. Back in the
Yep.
day, you couldn't do that.
No, every single 14-year-old will tell me, this is fucking, I hate your
So
shit.
how do you take it if everyone says that they hate the new album? How do you respond? How do you feel?
I mean, like, then you hate us. Fuck, I guess. I mean, this is the most personal thing we've ever done. This is the most us you've ever seen us be. So, I mean, like I said, we were anticipating it. It's gonna happen either way, but we had to make this album.
And moving forward, you see yourself doing songs more similar to this kind of actual emotional based stuff rather than story driven?
Yeah, and who knows? We could still change. You know, who knows what could happen in the future? We could all, become different people, and we're still gonna make music. We still love each other, and we're still gonna do it to the best we can. Always improving, doing our thing.
So what's going on after the tour? Anything you can announce?
We're
or
going to
say?
Japan for the first time.
Ooh, wow, that is awesome.
I am stoked, dude. I'm gonna eat the most fucked up food. I'm gonna eat like chicken beaks
You're
and
gonna eat
like
live dog probably.
I hope, if I'm lucky,
if you're lucky.
I'm probably gonna eat your dog.
Ooh. Watch out, guys.
No, but I'm really excited for that.
What are you most excited for about going to Japan?
Food, crazy food. I'm really adventurous when it comes to stuff. Like, I'm not really scared of anything weird. I'll eat octopus. I'll eat, I ate Rocky Mountain oysters. Have you had Rocky Mountain oysters before? They're deer balls, deer testicles, and they batter
Those
them.
aren't
They
oysters.
brown them. They put they're not at all, but it's so good. I want to eat whale. I know it's illegal as fuck, but who knows? If I can get a bite of one,
All right. I bet you can find it in Japan somewhere.
that's what I'm saying.
Good, man. Well, I'm glad it's all going good for you. I'm stoked for the new
Dude.
CD. Glad that you guys are killing it. Glad everything's so
Dude.
emotionally better than ever before.
Dude, you got to come up here more, man.
I believe that we need to chat a little sooner than after 4 years from our first time talking. It's been 3 years since
That's
our
what I'm
actual
saying.
sit down.
I know you've been busy. I know you've been doing your own thing. I've been doing my own
I
thing.
know you've been making these emotional albums.
I've been crying every day. Yeah, no.
I'm gonna cry over your album. I
Dude,
can't
you're
wait.
gonna be. You've been hanging out with Andy Dick and stuff. Introduce me, dude.
Good man, Andy. Love you, dude. Love you, man. All right.
Yeah,
Hey,
dude.
Glad Warp's going good. Let's chat again soon. Maybe even on this tour again before the tour's done.
Absolutely, anytime.
Soon. Love you, man.
Love you, dude.
Retrograde.